Today is a special day, and for some of you, you're thinking regarding Washington, D.C. And it's not because I'm out here in the rain either. That's not special for me. But is to recognize people who have played a role with regards to what has happened here in the seaport, in the port city, port life in Chatham County. And they've done this for the past two elections, some of them. And they are stalwarts with regards to the change that has happened here in Chatham County. And I told folks 2 years ago that there's a new day here, and it's been manifested. People didn't understand. Sometimes they felt that candidates could not win and become elected officials here. But guess what? The people, when you give them information, the people will make the right decisions. So that's what's happened. So we got to recognize folks like Adele Biles, Natavia Sanders, who made sure that communities that were vulnerable, that they got information. Melinda Gwen Thornton, making sure people know. Tia Bridewell, making sure people know. Ramona Jackson Drayton, making sure that people understood that we must speak truth to power, and we must bring the power down. With regards to now, the power has to be brought down. The power dynamics must now be about equity to all the people, power to the people. Mad respect for her. Faith Apia, again, making sure, rebuilding Savannah, making sure that is happening. We're going to look at Haley Swindle, who's not here right now, but she planted the seeds, and that's important with regards to that. Sabrina Newby, LBL, made sure that the electorate was informed and that they had information, and made sure that the candidates were able to get out their platforms. Respect for them, because that's what's needed, voter education, and they played a key role regarding that. Darnell Johnson. Darnell will come to my office and complain and fuss and jump on me about things. Excuse me. And I would tell him, do something about it, make something happen. And I say, when you all do it, you take it to another level. And he manifested. He's taking it to another level, much like the rain and sunlight gets nurtured. And he got some nurturing from our brother, who's not with us physically, but he made things happen. That's Victor Cooper. Victor Cooper, part of the ancestral realm right now, but he made it happen. He put it out there. And Victor has been fighting that fight for a long time. Tara Scott Brown, again, one of the great brains, the political brains here in this county. Wonderful person. Dr. Deidre Grimm, right there making it happen. Our commissioner, Jay Jones, right there leading the way, getting information out to the people that was necessary. Jerome Irwin, Shamika Simmons, A. Philip Randolph Institute, nonpartisan, but making sure that the community knew and had to have the energy to go and vote. Yeah, got to give them a shout out. In addition, got to look at Marcelo Stewart, Tamika McPherson, Eddie Gresham. We're doing it, making sure that people knew what was going on. Then we got going down the road, Dr. Tanya Howard Hall, right there, doing her due diligence to let the people know, not getting engaged in the politics, but letting the people know what was going on. And that's powerful with regards to that. In addition, we got some other folks like Candidly Keisha, that is Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter, who she was out there, and people don't understand, she was out there with her show. She was making things happen with regards to that, getting information out to the people. Another Alderwoman, that is Alicia Miller Blakely, putting it out there for us, by us, because that is what we need. We needed information. Brother Anthony Maben, Aunt Maben, and also Brother Reginald Hassan. Yeah, they, with their show, Voices in the Struggle, got information out to the people. Then Sister Alicia Air Scott, putting it out there. Reverend Leonard Smalls, with regards to his show, again, putting clarity out there for the people. And so, yes, and then we cannot forget about ATR. Yeah, Charles Shaw. They were making things happen. Charlie Brown, causing the system to now begin to take notice and understand that there are a group of people out here who will no longer sit silent and listen to or look at muckraking journals, periodicals, newspapers, and will no longer sit by and listen to editorials that are given on newscasts that are racist. Yeah, we now have someone to neutralize that. So yes, mad respect to them with regards to ATR, because those shows began to put out something. And then Commissioner Yusuf Shabazz, Freedom Journal, again, putting information out there for the people to know, because doing the due diligence that he's supposed to be doing, because he know he has a duty to civilize the people, to give information to the people. So, okay, I know some of y'all saying, wait a minute, you said ATR, but you kind of left out someone. Yeah, I specifically left out this person right now. And I have to say this now. You know, politicians here in Chatham County, but also around the entire country, They take stuff personal. And they act on that. And then guess what? Political groupies, how some of you might be checking out this video, how some of y'all, you're political groupies. You just go along with whatever the politician who's your friend, whatever they say, you go along with it. You question nothing. So political groupies get mad with this next brother. And I got to give a great shout out to Julius Hall. Julius Hall has said that he had to turn Georgia blue. Those other people I named too, that was their efforts to turn Georgia blue in their personal lives. But Julius Hall made sure that's what he had to do. And people get mad with Julius because Julius would call people out. I have no problem with Julius calling people out because I tell people Julius' methodologies work for us for liberation. And all those other people I named too, they have their own methodologies working for liberation. That's why I can shout them out. But what happened with the groupies and the politicians, because you all take it personal, you can't even understand when somebody's working on your behalf. Julius has been that, essentially, that person, that vanguard, to fight to make sure that other people will not engage in the fraudulent activities against our people who are running for office, good people running for office. See, I have no problem supporting somebody if they're Republican, if they're Democrat, if they're Green Party, if they're Libertarian, or if they're even socialist. I say socialist. That the problem comes in when you have, like the local Republican Party, when they now go and create lies about people. I'm not talking about the Tony Riley situation. I'm talking about when they go and create lies about Marcus Thompson and, in addition, Shalana Cook Jones. That should have never happened, but you know what? Let me give you the history. We allowed that to occur because they have been doing this well over a decade. They did this to Commissioner Yusuf Shabazz. They attempted on Estella Shabazz. They attempted on all of them, and we sat silent. And then when the current DA ran for office, she also threw some things out there that were never challenged by the sitting DA and his team. So they began to look at stuff like that, and these people here began to look at that, and they saw that they could attack good people who's running for office, and nobody's going to say anything. And that's with regards to county elections. Then when it came to the city, some of y'all were stunned and surprised that when students from Savannah Arts Academy will burn campaign signs of the then sitting mayor, and they will go and say, "Die, Edna, die." In a video, burning the signs. Is that not akin to the KKK type behavior? That was a fallacy created from a movie called Birth of the Nation, but that's another story right there. See, the Klan never really burned crosses until that movie, just to throw that out there to y'all. But then, what occurs, they're looking at this, but they see us not standing up because this civil rights generation got caught into the mythology of nonviolence. Got absolutely caught up like that was the only way that we achieved this liberation or some measure of liberation. No, it's not. It's because you had civil rights groups, as they call them, which is inclusive of the NAACP, CORE, SNCC, SELC, but you don't even realize that it's also tied to the Black Panthers, Nation of Islam, the Deacons for Defense, and a myriad of other organizations that were, again, the other side to that to let people know you're going to have to negotiate with somebody. So you better make the best choice. So Julius Hall falls in a line with regard to some people who are now going to stand up and present the other side. Because folks have felt for a long time they can attack our leadership here and no one's going to stand up. And they can lie on us and they will continue to be able to grow with regards to their power. I'm going to say this to the local Chatham County Republican Party. When you run candidates from now on, you need to make sure that your candidates are running on platforms, not propaganda. Not propaganda, but platforms. Because Julius Hall showed you that he's going to turn Georgia blue. And he made it happen. And all those other people, too, made it happen. Because you got so caught up in Chatham County about besmirching the character of people, you thought it was okay. And see, now I have to say this. Some of y'all thinking that, I'm some of the candidates right now, that you need to appease them. No, you do not. Until they rectify and redeem themselves, you don't have to appease the evil. You don't appease evil. Go on your truth and work your truth. Because good people are going to come together. And that's what happened for you to be elected. And that the good people got information from the shows that I had just named. You didn't realize I was naming shows like Voices in the Struggle, Candy Lakeisha, For Us, By Us, ATR, Commissioner J. Jones, and Alicia Air Scott, that they all have shows, and Dr. Leonard Smalls, they all have shows. Yusuf Shabazz, also Freedom Journal, if I didn't mention Yusuf, they all have shows, and that's how we were able to get information out to thwart the evil that was going on. See, but they had realized, see, candidates, some of y'all don't realize, they realized they always had the engine of the media to work for them. But as Ramona Jackson Drayton said, we speak truth to power. We not bring about a change. Julius Hall, no matter how you might feel about Julius' tactics, he is at least one of the voices that make folks understand they can no longer go and do that. And those shows that you see, and you don't like some of our candidates, some of our elected officials, guess what, who are not taking it personal, guess what? It is needed for them to do what they're doing right now. And some of y'all, because you're groupies, you don't understand it. And I have to share this with y'all. Senator Lester Jackson has said that it is good that you have elected officials who are questioning how government is ran. He said it's good. And he's one of the senior elected officials in this county. He said that. But guess what? The groupies and some of our politicians who get so sensitive, because who says things like this, that you cannot tell them anything. That whatever they do, you can't say anything. Don't address me about what I'm doing. You are a public servant. And yes, we can. Members of the public can address you. Oh, you're saying that to the black community, that we can address you. But Caucasians can address you and you run to them. I'm just calling it out, just letting you know. If I'm wrong about it, then rectify that wrong. But that's what happened. We can't call you out about it. The ones who put you in office. See, that's a part of the problem. And that's why someone who I'm saving for last right now, Reverend Clarence Teddy Williams. What Teddy did, some of you apologists ran and scurried like rats and roaches trying to tell people to apologize for something. Guess what? What happened at that church had happened in the 1970s, the late 1960s, I dare say. Always, and as long as we did the bidding for John Recycles, a Caucasian mayor here in the city of Savannah, it was okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, you apologize. You scratch where you don't even itch for other people. And meanwhile, our community is in dire straits. And so when you have black women now questioning how government is ran, people get all sensitive. We need politicians not to take this stuff personally anymore and not be sensitive. We need to listen. We need to respect one another and talk to one another. And don't go and just throw it on and say, those four sisters right there. Don't throw it. Look at everybody and question all of them. Groupies, look at your own people who you support. So that's why I tell folks, listen, I'm just real about it. See, because one thing I tell folks, Wakia Jal Haq, truth has arrived. And it's about Egwe Pele, good conduct, good character, good speech. Again, your character. If you disagree, like I say, even with Julius Hall, here go people saying nothing about politicians who told them that they cannot be questioned at all when they're public service. Nobody said anything, just like this. Silent. But you'll jump on Julius Hall. Shameful. You'll try to jump on Teddy. Shameful when they're standing up for you. Because guess what? But some people now realize them cubs that were in the bush are no longer cubs. They're now lions and lionesses. Oh, as the senator said, they're hyenas. So that's what's going on. No longer will we be the civil rights generation with a misguided mythology on how you're supposed to function, that you're supposed to appease the people who oppress you. No, we're the generation after that who now demand equity. And if you're going to come and run for any office in Chatham County, understand there are going to be a group of people with these brown faces who are going to make sure that you run on your platform, not on propaganda. No more. No more anti-democracy. It's a good day here in Chatham County, in the port city, in the seaport, port life.